Representatives and agencies in security and emergency response will meet. They will share and learn about the challenges and opportunities in their sector. Also to be discussed at the conference is the issue of advancing Africa's defence and security objectives. Well, joining us for more on this is Johnny Chabalala, the Senior Executive at the defence company Denel SOC. Good to have you, Johnny. Welcome to Morning Live.
Good morning. Nice to be here.
Yeah, it's an absolute pleasure to have you. How important is it for an event like this to take place? I mean, this is the fourth conference, after all.
Yes. Leon, this is a platform that allows the militaries, security agencies, emergency services, and the service providers of the hardware and technologies and software to can meet and discuss these challenges as they face the continent and the rest of the world at present. And then the manufacturers also have an opportunity to can showcase and explain the capabilities that their companies are manufacturing in response to those challenges.
Quite an important issue. I mean, we just had a very disturbing interview just before we came to us talking about the threat of ISIS here on the African continent. And we saw very recently the AU summit took place here in South Africa, and there is real threats happening on the African continent. And obviously this is a major security issue. And we, I imagine, have to brace ourselves for that. I mean, when we look at some of these security issues facing the continent, would you put the likes of Boko Haram and ISIS right up there at the top?
True. It is conferences like this one where manufacturers will be able to be guided by the stakeholders in the security environment in terms of what is it that they would need in the future, what is it that they need today, because that will guide industries in terms of their research and development and the line of developing these types of equipment to can meet current and future operational requirements.
Yeah. How well equipped are our security forces on the continent to deal with these threats? And one of the issues as well spoken about at the Land Forces Conference is the African Union Peacekeeping Force. Now, let's talk about them and their well, sort of, how can they handle situations like this?
I think the issues that are important to take care of here is actually, to take note is that the preparedness would vary from country to country.
Yeah.
Putting capabilities on the ground, it's obviously not so cheap. However, many nations are putting a whole lot of effort to try and be ready to can respond to the crisis they face. We've seen how the things unfolded in the likes of the Westgate Mall in Kenya. And we've seen that governments in those countries are trying very hard to put measures in place to make sure that they can be able to respond and deal with such challenges. And it is for companies like Denel and other companies in South Africa that also keep track of the developments and are talking to many of these countries in order to be able to can supply and respond to the requirements of those countries.
Yeah.
So in short, many are really putting in a huge effort to try and make sure that they are ready. And the regional bodies are also encouraging their own member states to try and equip themselves to can deal with the challenges. So
basically, I mean, what's going to be taking place now at this conference, 43 countries gathering, which is huge. It is a significant thing. There's also going to be an exhibition. I mean, and we kind of look at the latest in technology. What are we looking at? What are the kind of things that are going to be on display?
From our side, we will be displaying reconnaissance capability systems, the unmanned aerial vehicles, which will give a commander at any given time the capability to can see near real time what is it that is happening on the ground. We will also be showcasing a number of combat vehicles and armored personnel carriers which can be used in many environments. They are designed to can withstand the challenges and the hardship of the African battle space and environment. And we also are going to be taking discussions with many of the attendants. To put it into context, we would have around about 1,000 delegates which will be coming here. and about 100 VIPs, speakers, and other international guests. So this gives us a platform to can take up discussions, learn from other people's experiences with regard to the challenges they had in the very recent past in their environment, so that the rest of us can learn and be able to can address these challenges. So South African defense industries and international players will be showcasing their capabilities at this conference, and speakers will be addressing a number of topics which relate to challenges facing the world today.
Yeah, the world, and most, I imagine, definitely the continent.
The continent,
yeah,
is definite.
Speaking about these issues. Johnny, thank you very much for joining us here on the program. So the exact dates that this is going to be happening?
The 6th and the 7th of July.
Of July, 6th and 7th of July. So that's happening next week. And Johnny Chabalala is the Senior Executive at Defence Company Denel SOC, talking to us about this Land Forces Africa Conference that will be taking place. Thank you very much for talking to us here on the program.
Thanks to you, Leah.
All right, absolute pleasure. All right, the time now is 3 minutes before the top of the hour. We're going to take a break here on Morning Live. When we return, I'll bring you up to date on the latest news. Stay tuned.